Welcome to the sixth section of second module. And in this module, we will learn about the FDM technique called as the 3D printing technique called as material extrusion. Material extrusion is popularly known as Fused Deposition Modeling, FDM. So let's have a look at the video of Fused Deposition Modeling, a material extrusion technique, and understand how it works. So raw material in the form of wire will be fed through this hot end extruder, a nozzle. This nozzle is heated at some temperature. It helps in melting the raw material and lay it around in a layer wise fashion. Even in a layer, it is only laid at areas where the 2D data has been given to the 3D printer, and the 2D data is nothing but the slicing data of the CAD model to be printed. Now, layer by layer, as soon as the one layer is complete, either the build platform moves down by one layer thickness or the extruder moves up by one layer thickness and starts printing the next layer. And once the final layer is done, when the part is completely 3D printed, then we can remove the base plate, remove the part, do a very basic set of post processing, and the part can be used. So it is usually used for polymers. When we call FDM, it is largely used for polymers, and a filament, a wire of that particular polymer of 1.2 mm dia, 0.4 mm dia, 0.6 mm dia, depending on the process parameter selected. The wire comes and is fed through a set of rollers to a temperature controlled nozzle, which is called as a hot end extruder, and it deposits material selectively for every layer, and the same things keeps repeating layer by layer. So one of the name is FDM, the other name is Fused Filament Fabrication. Now in the fused filament fabrication, again the coil with filament will keep feeding material to the hot end extruder or the heated nozzle, and it will keep laying down material layer by layer. So it's a very simple process. It's a very fantastic process how by the application of very little amount of heat, parts can be converted from spool to the desired shape. That means the end component. Let's have a look at another video to understand this process more deeply. Now, in this video, if you see the software you will have a virtual build volume where you can create the parts in the build volume. Now, once you design the part, the part is converted to STL format, the CAD model. And then that STL can be opened in any build processor. In this case, the build processor or the slicer is Ultimaker, because the machine that they have used is of Ultimaker. And layer by layer, each uh, data is verified before starting printing. Now this is the build base plate where the build platform will start. You will also see that some additional material is being printed. That additional material is called as support structures. Now once the support structures and the part are printed layer by layer, they will be removed from the build plate and the supports will be removed from the part. So the support design is has been done in such a way that they are weak and they can be broken with hand tools easily. So you can see the time-lapse video of the CAD model being printed. Now once the part is printed, the support structures are being made after removing the part from the build platform. This is the removal of the support structures. So when we say support structures, they are necessary for printing, but they are not required in the part, so we have to remove them. So I hope this video makes it very clear, like how FDM works. Now, what are the advantages of material extrusion? That it is a very basic technology and it is very much affordable, even for hobbyists or school students or college students. Anyone can have this technology. The printer starts from 15,000-20,000 rupees and goes up right up to 1 crore, 2 crores, the industrial level FDM printers. So it basically creates an entry point for anyone into the additive manufacturing industry. It's a low temperature process. As I told you, with very less amount of heat, we can actually get the desired shape of the components. It is a good process if you just have to print a single component and try and test it out for validation or something. Then the raw material is not very difficult to maintain. It is very easy to handle the raw material. It just comes in the wire form, and it is available right from 500 rupees kg to 2000 rupees kg, 3000 rupees kg on Amazon as well. And the parts that you make do not need much post processing. But yes, not all the components or not all the machines can produce FDM components which can be used for fully functional use. So that is one disadvantage. Let's talk about the disadvantages. uh, Now, since the heating involved is less, that's why very limited options of polymers can be made using FDM. And it is a process which is basically made for less number of components. So there is no scalability when it comes to producing high volumes. The accuracy is not as good as powder bed fusion or binder jetting or vat polymerization. As I told you, this is an entry level process. So definitely you cannot have everything at the same time. And the component strength is not also as good as compared to the other additive manufacturing techniques. There are anisotropy in the parts which needs to be taken care of. Materials can sometimes be toxic, which is usually the case with all the 3D printing materials, and the parts may be subjected to warping and shrinkage. So we need to see in which scenario 3D printing, such as material extrusion, FDM, FFF, can be used or not. Now, in construction nowadays, this material extrusion technique is being used a lot. Construction 3D printers are based on this technology itself, which can 3D print rooms, houses, architectural structures, or in fact, a building of 2 to 3 floors can be built using 3D printing. Human tissues can be 3D printed using this particular FDM technology. And small prototypes can be printed very quickly. So imagine you are making a design and you just want to see how your design looks. There, material extrusion, FDM, makes a very good sense, both in terms of the realization time and realization cost. And also for the end process, we agree that there are limitations with respect to the mechanical strength, but at the same time, jigs and job holding devices can be 3D printed using FDM, because if the load bearing requirement is not very high, then this is a very good technology to produce the jigs fixtures which can be pre-printed after a certain amount of time. So that was about fused deposition modeling. We will meet in the next module to discover another such process called as DED. Thank you.